Let's move on to the next one. Something a bit happier.
Yeah, let's keep it to space. And something that's also going to take that has taken 10 years.
Ah, yes.
How much do you know about Star Citizen, Mr. Jack Connor?
I know that it could be the biggest cash grab fallacy lie in PC gaming history. This game, Chris Roberts is just chatted it up for years. Biggest crowdfunding. Isn't it the biggest crowdfunding thing ever? Or is that
it's hundreds of millions of dollars. No, it's the budget's already exceeded hundreds of millions of dollars. So Star Citizen is Chris Roberts, who created Wing Commander, his big next game project. Now, there's obviously been controversy because it has been in development for a decade. Because this thing had its Kickstarter campaign back in 2012. Right? That's over. It's been in development for over a decade, and it's just been like people in that have followed its development. Essentially, one of the big reasons for the delays is obviously mismanagement.
Yeah, he spent all the coin.
And the other one is feature creep, which is a game development thing where you don't lock in the design of a game. Somebody says, hey, why don't we add realistic hair physics? Okay, well, that's going to take 6 months. Hey, why don't we have it so you can walk inside and out with your gun, and then you can hop into your ship, then take off, or whatever. Why don't we have like realistic atmospheric simulation? Why don't we just have layers of clouds and weather that's determined by that we physically calculate? Blah blah. The long list. And apparently, this game has thousands of those things that have been added to its scope over the years.
10 years later.
Mm-hmm. But have you seen this tech demo?
I'm looking at it now.
So the StarEngine tech demo is captured in it's an in-engine tech demo. So they recently changed their technology to a new engine called the StarEngine, which is always a red flag when you change engines late into a game's development.
Oh,
but
God.
This 24-minute video is a little bit insane in terms of the scope. Star Citizen, we've seen No Man's Sky, so being able to take off from a planet and then go into space and then land on another planet is not necessarily as we haven't seen that before as it used to be. But the realistic visuals here are truly next level. The actual atmospheres, the atmosphere tech. So when the ship is in orbit and you see the clouds and all the all the different layers of the atmosphere fully rendered and modeled and stuff like that, and you can then fly through it. That's that's bananas, right? The level of detail. It is insane, the level of detail.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. It is very impressive. How much money did this game crowdsource?
Let's have a look at latest
What's it
budget.
up to? I can't believe they have the audacity to say that this is in the polish phase at the moment. You're having a laugh.
300 million in 2020, 400 million in November 2021. It passed 500 million in September 2022 in terms of funding from backers.
It's like a Marvel movie.
Yeah. So
does this look like a Marvel movie?
It looks insane, right? There's also the question of how much of this is actually playable, how much of this is just in-engine. It works, but it's not exactly really doing anything apart from looking visually cool.
It's very impressive.
As far as tech demos go, it's next level.
Yeah, I'm watching it on 1.5 speed right now. This is nuts.
Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why Star Citizen has been delayed as well is that Chris Roberts has decided to develop a game called Squadron 42 at the same time.
Is that the one with Henry Cavill?
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Same boy.
Luke Skywalker. It's got Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman, Gillian Anderson, Mark Strong, John Rhys Davies. It's like a star-studded cast. But it's a single-player game, and it's using the StarEngine.
Yeah.
And so alongside this tech demo, they also released a 26-minute presentation for Squadron 42, which is also as equally impressive, right? So this game has been in development for 10 years too, and it shows ship combat, on-foot stuff, cinematic sequences with like, you know, the blockbuster production values and stuff like that. There's like a Half-Life 2 style gravity gun, it's puzzles, the space combat, tactical FPS action. It's you know, so it's a linear cinematic game using the StarEngine. And this has been in development for like a decade too.
I'm very excited for this. And just a sidebar, Henry Cavill is in this game.
He is?
He is.
Okay.
I'll send you look at Discord. I'll send a photo of it. That's a link to an article. Give me 1 second. He is. I remember this from 10 years ago. He is. Look at him. Henry Cavill. It is a star-studded cast. You are right. It is. It's like an ensemble.
Holy shit! Yeah. Okay. There you go. I'm keen. I'm keen for this.
I'm more excited for this than Star Citizen.
I am too, because I'm a fan of Wing Commander back in the day, and like a single player sort of like insane like cast and like production values. But like this is the one where it says like where they've said the game is now feature complete, and we're now in the polishing phase. So Chris Roberts says, now we're in the polishing phase of Squadron 42. You'll start to see a lot more things coming to Star Citizen. So now they actually can shift more resources back to Star Citizen, as well as overall progress on the persistent universe. That's all the crazy stuff you see in the tech demo.
Yeah.
He also adds, the polish phase can take some time. We have come this far, and we want to make sure that Squadron 42 delivers on the promise of being this generation's Wing Commander.
I hope it does.
Feature complete is a good sign, right? That's a milestone in game development. From my understanding in reporting on games for as long as I have, is that when a game is feature complete and in the polishing phase, that doesn't mean that the release is months out.
So it's not gold.
We're still no. It's
pre-gold.
It's like an alpha sort of thing.
Right.
Like an alpha, it means you could play the game from start to finish.
Okay.
And so now they have to just fine tune everything. And this could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could take 3 years.
So you did get a game a year or so prior.
Yes. Yeah, so I've had access to a high profile recent-ish
Recent-ish? Came out this year.
I'll have to be a bit vague. But yeah, I got to play like a version under NDA a year before it came out.
And would that be feature complete?
Yes, that was feature complete. So the full game was there, right? But that also meant that it was interesting to see, because it being fully playable, yes, but it also means that some of like the stuff like dialogue scenes that have been recorded haven't actually been put into the game yet. Like there might be like dummy characters, there might be like sequences that are just like a rough cut, almost like an animatic, like when you see like movie behind the scenes, Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, they use animatics and stuff like that. So like there's like a lot of stuff is kind of like still in a rough shape that just needs to be finished, right? They need to do further passes on art and things like that. Now the 26-minute demo that you see here is obviously highlighting highly polished sections of the game, or like parts of the game that are like pretty close to done. Yeah, and using the new engine, it all looks great. And I'm keen to play it, but this has been going on for so long that I obviously, it could all just be smoke and mirrors. But I love a good tech demo and a good presentation, and the Star Citizen and Squadron 42 stuff looks pretty awesome, I must say.
Yeah, and for the amount of money that it has received,
$500 million
is a lot.
It's $500 million.
I'm excited for it, but I'm also kind of pissed off that it's been 10 years and they've taken everyone's money and produced at best game. And at best, the performance is shoddy. The game is barely pieced together. It feels like they're spread too thin. They're working on too many different things. And I think that's highlighted and reflected by them saying, Squadron 42 is almost feature complete. That means we can move people over to Starfield. It's like, we'll just hire more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're constantly hiring. But I don't know. It doesn't matter how many people you throw at a project, right? It takes more than just
10 years?
Body count. Yeah.
Takes more than 10 years?
No.
Should we give them more money, Costa? Do you think that would solve it?
I think what you should do is like some of the big Star Citizen whales. I would like you to start playing and then go visit the in-game shipyards and spend $10,000 to $15,000 US on a fancy spaceship for yourself, and then you can invite me, and then I'll come and I'll be a passenger, and you can fly me around.
We get robbed so fast.
You can take me on like a star tour of Star Citizen.
We would fly off that planet and just get murked in just lower Earth orbit, and then we'd just be standing there on the star deck, just like, remember that ship that we spent all of our money on? Yeah, there it goes.
You spent like that much money on an in-game spaceship.
Nah, very cool. I am very excited for Squadron 42. I will play it.
Yeah,
that's something that I love. Henry Cavill. I love Mark Hamill and that cast. I mean, name a game that has come out that has that many high-profile A-list actors in it.
Like just a sci-fi action epic.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't been done.
When was the last game? Would it be... I mean, it's surely not Wing Commander. We've seen... What other actors have been in recent games? Not many.
But like a game with like the only comparison is kind of like Starfield, right? Because this has like space combat, it has like FPS missions, but this is more like Call of Duty-ish, or as in like their linear levels, or like their set pieces.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's been like a game that has like high end like space combat, like aerial, like in the atmosphere, out in space, like full on like space combat, and then you jump out of your spaceship and you're in 0G or you're on a planet's surface.
That's
and then
so sick.
Then you got like tactical FPS action and Call of Duty style, like, just epic shooting stuff.
It's gonna be sick. Speaking of